So my next guest today is Scott Cain. He's with Kyzen Corporation. Nice to see you, Scott.
Always good to see you, Trevor. Thanks for taking some time.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously this is a different market for Kyzen. It's a growing market for you. And you've got some special chemistries to apply to the cleaning applications here in the semiconductor business.
Well, it's not a new market for us. We've really had success already in Asia for years. But what we're seeing is, of course, with some of the reinvestment domestically, we needed to expand our product offering for what was going to be being done in the States and just put a little bit more of a footprint on that in the U.S. And so there's been some changes within our company and we do have the new MX2321, which we've really already had really good success with a couple of large players. And we're looking forward to new applications to show that and kind of get people trialing that material.
Right. Okay. So this MX21, that's the Micronox product.
It is a Micronox product, correct.
Okay.
And it's really for the IGBT applications. What we're looking for in those is it's a product that's going to last longer. It's got the familiarity and the capabilities with a number of different flux types and a lot of different metals. And so we're not going to have any of that discoloration. We're going to have a really smooth place for the next steps in those processes.
Right. Okay. So that's basically the key features of this new chemistry.
That's correct.
So what issues was your customer having with the IGBT?
A lot of customers were seeing that the bath life wasn't what they were expecting. And so coming up with something that's going to meet that cleanliness standard that they have, wanting and having the life of the chemistry as well. And it's a really fine balance there to be able to have a material that's going to last a long time, but also gets all those surfaces really clean and doesn't have the discoloration, can work with multi-metals. And our group of engineers back in Nashville have worked tirelessly through iteration to kind of come up with what is that new material. And so we've really been happy with it. Got a couple other new materials that are in the works that our team's been working on. And as you know, in this environment, things are moving so fast with the new advanced packaging and all the new applications that are coming out. And things are getting smaller and tighter and having to do more. And our engineering team has been outstanding in kind of coming up and meeting these customer demands. And of course, them having the ability to utilize the lab that we have there really helps our customers when they want to send stuff in and kind of go through that as well.
No, absolutely. As you say, I mean, the pace of change at the moment is incredible. And I mean, it's not, the technology's changing, the applications are changing, and even some of the substrates. I mean, we're going into gallium nitride now down to talk about glass and things like that. It's a whole different paradigm for you.
It really is. It really is. And so, that's part of what we're trying to do is, and the other side of that is our engineers only have so much time, right? We like them a lot. We want to keep them. And so we don't want to have them working 100-hour weeks, right? And so finding the right applications where the customer's demands are there, where we feel like we can provide a solution, and where we see where the market is going to be going with these different materials like you mentioned. We're not doing anything with glass yet. Are we going to investigate that? Probably so, because we're seeing that some of the bigger players in the industry are looking to do stuff with glass, and so we need to see where our relationship is with that.
Yeah, exactly. So are you then going to be heading up the semiconductor efforts on behalf of Kyzen in North America?
So what there's been a transition. I've been with Kyzen actually 5 years this month, and was handling the West Coast in handling both on our electronic side and our industrial side. And there's been a transition. I'm going to be working more with our GPLM out of Taiwan, Jason Chan, and kind of handling his efforts for North America and Europe as we continue to move into the advanced packaging and semiconductor industry. And I'm really excited. It's a new foray for myself, but luckily we have an awesome team behind me to assist as we move into this.
What sort of geometries are you working down to? Because I mean, when you talk at the front end, wafer scale, I mean, I was talking about going down to 2 and 3 nanometer and stuff like this. I mean, that's very
That's crazy. Yeah. It depends on what kind of materials we're working with and what kind of the machines that we're looking at as well, and how we can get that impingement. We've got 2 and 3 at some places, and then with some of the materials it's a little bit higher. But what we also have to be concerned with is what the geography is and how we can get in there. Maybe we have the technology to do it, but the way everything's laid out, it may not allow us to get in there. And so that's why, it's really helpful to bring stuff to our labs and let us kind of play with it and maneuver it to be able to get to those positions.
Right. Well, I look forward to seeing how you develop more into this sector of the market, Scott. And
appreciate it.
Thank you for coming in and talking to us about it today.
My pleasure. We're really excited about it and look forward to seeing yourself at all these shows and hopefully moving some Kyzen products. It's exciting stuff.
Okay, thank you.